We're back with Hearings Live, checking out the little free library from the Romanians of DC. Quite a few books have come in here recently. Best of Enemies. And we go. Looks like I've got the crossing lighted S. Might be able to get across here too, it looks like. Just heading down 21st Street. We're about to lose the light, so gonna make my way over to this side. A road less traveled for me. I usually travel on the other side. But the passing show goes on. Who, what, when, and where in Washington, D.C. From Metcalf Services. Might hire them next time I need work done. Contractor of the Year. That's nice. I'd had Michael and Sons do my air conditioning, and it wasn't executed flawlessly. In fact, some things happened that are hard to reconcile. One of the nice things I see on this side of the street is the other side of the street with different buildings. That was really cute. That little turret effect. Yellow house and the triangle bark. It's very tiny. There's a nice little balcony at the top floors of these. And yeah, just keep on walking. This place has recently been redone. Somebody's got a little bit of damage on the side of the car there. Oh yeah, got a lot of postings outside of it. And you never know who you might see. Anyhow, I've been talking a lot and writing a lot and thinking a lot. And right now, as I'm on 21st Street, I'm heading down towards the National Mall. And at the end of this, I'll be picking up the path that leads past the Vietnam War Memorial, which I like to walk past every so often, take in the names that are engraved up there upon. I watched the Vietnam War Turning Point series last night on Netflix, finished up the last 2.5 episodes. Plus, I'm sorry. Just had to crush a red lanternfly. There's an invasive species we have in the area now. And the more of those you kill, the better. I don't know if I already had the opportunity to reproduce. They are endemic. But getting back to the Vietnam War, of course, very hard to reconcile the actions of the Nixon administration and the Johnson administration. I think Johnson would have loved to have closed off our role there, but Nixon extended it, even as he promised to end it, as his 1968 election was very narrowly won, which changed the course of history. The influence of Kissinger on the whole thing was there to see. I think Christopher Hitchens had a lot to say about Kissinger. It's worth reviewing. And, there's nothing we can do about it now much. Kissinger has moved on. He's over 100 years old, I'm pretty sure. Check out the mushrooms. Quite prolific. Not sure what kind those are. I don't know my mushrooms well, but I could learn a lot from my father's work. He had become an amateur mycologist before his health declined to the point where he couldn't go on his walks and photograph the mushrooms he discovered on them. Hey, how you doing? Oh, my goodness. So cute. Just wanted to say hi to me. And I denied him. Good judge of character, though, that dog. He's exuberant. It's not the most. Right? I'm alone. Then when I was told, but you never know, you might see on the passing show. Everybody's got a biography. Everybody is doing the best they can with what they have to move from dawn to dusk. And over here we have Inspire, which is advertised quite a bit in the New Yorker as a former Fairfax hotel. It's now been converted into a senior living facility, apparently heavy laden with marble. Yeah, yeah. They have the Metropolitan Police. I've got to wait to cross Massachusetts at 21st, but not long. It's changing. And the light is with me. Looking down at DuPont Circle, large trash truck passing by. And that's the thing, cars go up and down the street, people moving from dawn to dusk, everybody on a temp job, whether they know it or not. Delivery drivers on their scooters. Making a living. Can't read that. It's not my favorite corner. It took forever to walk down here with Len the other day. We were getting ready to meet with my cousin. It was Thanksgiving Day, I think, actually, the day before Thanksgiving. The last time I saw her, probably, besides my father's funeral. They attended, and they were careful not to intersect with me. Pretty ugly passage in our collective history. We need to be a little bit more conscious. Ooh, 10. I could go this way. Why not? This guy really wants to go. He's going to be caught by the light. Maybe. Or maybe he's going to run it. Like American Pest just ran it. They're trying. Somebody's kind of jammed up there. I'm not sure why. Yeah, they've totally jammed it. That happens. Traffic. Daisy Fresh Cleaners, organic dry cleaning. Man, a lot of beeping. Places for sale. That's the Jason. I don't like the architecture. My old tree-lined streets. Quite leafy. If you saw it in the loop, that reference sat. In the loop was based on a sitcom in Britain. And it really specialized in or centered on a run up to a war like the war in Iraq and the interplay between interplay between Downing Street and the State Department. After a fashion, the prime minister didn't figure into it, but the minister of the interior and a minister from Great Britain, different British actors, comic talent. And it was really done from the British standpoint. And the loop was, I had a friend of mine who was a one-time Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security look at it, and he thought, this is exactly how it works. Up to well, my brush with the powerful in DC, and I've not been too impressed with their particular smarts. What has impressed me more is how normal everybody is, how normal all things are. One thing that my friend Chet used to do was to make sure that people he had coming in who were involved in tracing down the terrorists, they stayed in a particular hotel in Laurel. And he would book them into the room that the hijackers used ahead of connecting to their flights at Logan. That led to the impact of those airliners that left Logan into the Twin Towers. We're pretty lucky that passengers aboard the delayed flight out of Newark tried to take over the plane and crashed it into Pennsylvania Field. Flight 93 Memorial, I visited, and we all should. A gift that people give us, sacrificing their lives, whether they knew that's what the ultimate outcome would be or not. Hard to say. That plane was brought down in the field in Pennsylvania and spared the U.S. Capitol, probably, or the White House, or some other destination, probably the Capitol. It was probably the target, and it didn't reach us. The Pentagon was hit, and a lot of the people I knew when I got to work in 2003 here in the Washington, D.C. metro area had seen from the Navy annex the damage to the Pentagon, the explosion as the jetliner crashed into it. There are a lot of people who say it wasn't a jet and it was a missile, but explain to me the missing people who were on the jet flying out of National Airport. Is that correct? You turned it around and came back at the Pentagon. Did a lot of damage, hurt a lot of people. Many survived, but many did not. I like to think of this, I like to keep it in mind that our friends were lost droves during these events. I've got a couple different ways I could go here. Continue on 21st, or I could turn and go down New Hampshire, which I think I'm going to do because it'll lead me into Washington Circle. It's a little bit more scenic. It's a conversation. I'm going to be in conversation with my friend, the Bathroyd guy, later today. I'm going to watch the clock because we're due to be on together not too long from now. Oh, I've got some people actually with me on the passing show, which is nice. Oh, I can cross here. Might as well. I guess vitamin D, being out in the sun, natural variety. It's good to have housekeeping in. That gets me out and about. Taking in Wonder. Download the Wonder app. A new kind of food hall. Cafe, bakery, cafe at the corner. Birds about. Man, they're having a little chow down there. Check that out. South Coast Seaboard running across the walk sign. Asika. Indian food, I believe. Smells good. And you never know what I see. Right. Yeah, Malay parking at Asika. I think Jeff Bezos and his fiancee, before they got married, used to eat there from time to time. All these techno bros are neighbors of mine now. Of course, Jeff owns the Washington Post as well. So you may have read something about his control of the editorial section of the Post. Massive layoffs there. Have to be careful about what you read. And remember, if it's printed, it's suspect. No one ever publishes anything without an axe to grind. I've got an axe to grind myself, which is to remind people that we just know how things seem to us. We don't have the whole picture. And even though the passing show tries to bring you everything in an unvarnished state, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have a God's eye view on anything. We do what we can with what we have. And to the best of our ability, we report it to you in unvarnished form. But it could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. So I'm going to take a look when I get in the shade at some point, see who we have with us. Looks like I've got 9 seconds to cross here. Robert's auction has to wait for me. 3, 2, 1. It was nice. I counted down and signaled to him that he could go. It's the Carriage House, 2201 L Street, Northwest. And it is warm out here. I tell you what, it is not a cool fall day, though. It's October 6th, 2025. It is 41 years since I made my way back to Randolph-Macon College in the wee hours and then headed over to the Richmond Coliseum via my aunt and uncle's house on Puller Drive and off of Creighton Road, just north of Richmond. My cousin then drove me down to the Richmond Coliseum, dropped me off, and I attended my final Grateful Dead show 41 years ago this evening. That's something I might touch upon at 5:30 this evening. I don't know. See how we're doing on time. Looks like it's 1:42, so getting close to time for robes. Really, I was joined. Oh, jeez. Can't actually see in comments or who's here. Tapping the screen isn't helping. Cosmic sushi? Okay. That's nice. I can't scroll and see who all was here. Screen isn't working. So I'll probably drop this in a few minutes. Got me a nice walk down 21st down New Hampshire to Washington Circle, close to George Washington Hospital. Looking for the crosswalk we can use. This guy's got the green. Walk over here. I think I'll probably have the crosswalk to go down the circle on the outside. So it goes. Got actually a pretty good idea. Pretty good idea. I think I'm gonna double back up L Street. Stop into use the restroom before I have to get on at 1 o'clock. The bathroom guy. I talk about all kinds of things. I don't know what all we'll get up to. We're on 23rd Street. I just need to go over 24th or 25th. I'm not sure which. To get to the restroom that I'm looking for. I can definitely tell that a stop there is going to make it a lot more comfortable conversation. Yep. Got an ambulance coming somewhere nearby. Probably heading, there it is, to George Washington Hospital emergency. We wish them well. Being thoughtful. That was on my topic a little earlier with my friend Jen. We were exchanging gratitude lists and things we're grateful for. So we tend to do. It's important. Try to keep gratitude front and center, particularly when they suffered inordinate losses. In her case, both her brother and then her mother in rapid succession committed suicide. And it's really tragic. But she does gratitude lists on a regular basis. And is staying in the game. And if she can do it, I can do it. Because after all, that's a hell of a blow, right? Nobody wants to go through the loss of a loved one. Nobody should. 24th Street, I think. Actually, I'm confused. And maybe that away. This way. This way. No. That away. No. Where? Mm, Cross here. Cross back. Yeah, green. But they got oncoming. Oncoming traffic. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's mine. Can make it. Little dog. And got some nice shade. Yep, that's around the corner up here. I've forgotten this place existed. It's a little driveway. Been carrying a crutch. Who's this? Columbia. Residences of Washington. further than I thought it was. Look at that. Quite a cupola on it. Hospital weather. And it was a hospital. Apparently, I think that's what the gentleman was talking about, where this child was born. It was just passing us. Hear a jet going over. Oh, it's like track them. Doing a lot of tracking of them yesterday. Turning off the camera, turning on. All kinds of modes of being that we can practice. 125, 25th Street. This is it. This is my turn. All right. Didn't quite make the Vietnam War Memorial yet, but we may yet. They go down by the Kennedy Center. That's always fun. Although I'm not really approving of Donald J. Trump being the head of their board, as he made himself. I don't think that's really great. Other people have other opinions. And the facts are facts. So, here we go. So I'm going to drop you guys about here. Thanks for joining if you have. Still can't see the screen. Oh, there we go. Oh, not many. Out here. Thanks for joining.